My name is Richard Buick.
And my name is Kevin Decker.
And Kevin Decker and I are both in the Interactive Multimedia program at Sheridan College. It's a postgraduate degree and
it's 1 year long. Yeah, it's 1 year. Interactive multimedia is really cool. You don't need to have a coding background to get into it. It's actually designed for people with design backgrounds and art backgrounds to get into. So I have a little understanding of JavaScript and Flash coming into the program, but really they start you from the basics. It's a quick pace, so you do have to keep up. You do have to go to class every day, do all your homework and all that stuff, but within a month you're doing really great stuff, and then the month after you're looking back at the stuff you learned last month and you're like, yeah, that's no problem, I can do that in 5 seconds.
I didn't feel ill prepared coming into this program from BCA. They definitely started off from introductory level of coding. And so whatever background you come from, because they also started off from a very fundamental point of design and creativity. So really, if you didn't have that before, you can pick up pretty much anything in the Interactive Multimedia program. So coming from a purely design background, going into one where you're working on functionality and design, it worked fairly seamlessly for us.
Yeah, and there were some specific courses that just totally brought us into this. Like the web design course you take in 3rd year, it might be different. We took it in 3rd year. And then there's also the digital media course we took. And there's a lot of those cool stuff, that cool stuff that we did then, definitely are using those same skills right now. So if you like that stuff, take interactive multimedia. It's even better.
It's a ton of fun.
Probably the best thing that came out of my time at BCA was my ability to work through concepts and to really generate ideas, but then follow through with those ideas the best way they should come out. So, doing things like rough work, doing 3 or 4 variations of the same thing until you get the best thing. You don't just fall in love with your first idea, work your way through it, try to make it better, and things like that in these job markets, where like the marketing and the ad agencies, these guys look for these things. A lot of them tell you they don't care how good you are at Flash or Photoshop or Illustrator. If you can't put your idea on paper in front of someone, it's really not that great of an idea. You have to be able to draw it out, sketch it out, work it through on paper, and all those things you're going to learn in BCA. Think of how many times you're doing roughs for sculptures without ever picking up a sculpting tool. That's the most important part. If you can take that out of BCA, there's all sorts of stuff you can do.
One of the biggest challenges I find in BCA, or that I had in BCA, was finding the motivation to go above and beyond in all scopes of your work, because you often have to find that drive on your own. You can't necessarily find it from your peers or from the programs themselves. If you don't really tailor them to be what you want them to be, you can get lost in the noise.
That's something in BCA you really liked. Find a postgrad that matches up to that. Whether it's at Sheridan or it's another school, find a postgrad that was like, yeah, that's my thing, go do it. Because people hire when you can be nice and specific, good fit for their company. So I totally got into this program because of the job opportunities that come out of it. There's some really cool stuff, some really cool places where people go to work after doing this program. A lot of people do their own little startups. They're doing ad placement and interactive exhibitions within brands. They go to work at ad agencies. They go to work for larger companies. Like Rick actually just got hired at TVO.
Speaking of that, yeah, at TVO I just got a job doing part-time during the school year on contract, and I'm going to be working in their Idea Shaker Innovation department. So it's going to be a lot of making web applications. I believe right now we're working on a Google TV project.
Yes.
Which sounds pretty neat because it's working with Frontier Technology, and it's using all of the stuff that we've already done and become comfortable with. And like it's already, I'm in the field. I'm halfway through this program and I'm there. You don't have to wait till the end of your program to get into the job market and to be qualified to do something. You're actually already getting qualified, and people already want to take advantage of your skills, which is amazing. To be getting paid for something you love so much is really the dream, right? So it's nice to already have that happening even before you are fully qualified or before you can fully do anything, because you're capable already, right? So it's neat to see that and have that play into your interests.
So what's next after graduation? Well, it's not even after graduation. It's right now. We're doing things. I'm taking clients on the side while I'm in the program right now. Doing some pretty cool stuff there. Rick's got his TVO thing lined up, which is pretty excellent. And yeah, after graduation, You know, my dream job then is to go work for like a big ad agency that does some pretty cool stuff. I'd really like to work with interactive exhibits, especially within things like car shows or beer shows and things like that. Cars and beer. And actually, there's another BCA grad in our program too. She took BCA 2 or 3 years before.
Yeah.
Yep. So she's doing the same thing too. Great place. Last year there was a BCA student. Lots of good things coming out of BCA in this program.
It's amazing to see what fundamental skills you can bring over into other fields and how they actually end up being a huge benefit and put you ahead of the other people that are in the field.